A 2-year-long push to sell recreational marijuana in Massachusetts came to an end today.
The first stores to legally sell marijuana opened.
And here in Rhode Island, recreational marijuana use and sales are still illegal.
And tonight we're hearing from the chief of police in one Massachusetts town who has a strong warning for out-of-staters.
Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian's tracking the story and joins us live. Kim?
Well, Mike and Shannon, here in Rhode Island, recreational marijuana is still outlawed, but take just a couple of steps and cross the Massachusetts border, and it's a different story. And today I spoke with the police chief in Leicester, one of the towns where one of those 2 pot shops opened today. He says it was like being at Walmart on Black Friday. Lines out the door in Leicester as Massachusetts opens its first 2 recreational marijuana stores.
We'd estimated that we'd see probably between 600 and 1,000 people, and we're clearly going to be on the top end of that estimate.
We spoke with Leicester's chief of police, James Hurley, over the phone. He says hundreds of people waited for hours in the rain and the cold to buy their ounce or less of marijuana. Customers must be 21 or older, show ID, and should be prepared to pay with cash. Since marijuana is still federally prohibited, some credit card processors won't serve marijuana businesses. The opening of the Leicester store and another in Northampton comes 2 years after Massachusetts voters approved legalizing recreational pot for adults 21 and older. But Hurley says they're not quite in sync with criminal laws about driving under the influence.
Law enforcement really needs a mechanism, whether it be a machine similar to a breathalyzer, that can estimate how much an individual is under the influence of a narcotic that we can use in court as evidence, and we need that quickly.
While recreational weed is legal to buy and use in private in Massachusetts, it's still outlawed in Rhode Island. Hurley says most of the shoppers Tuesday were from the Commonwealth, but he cautioned out-of-state shoppers, including those from Rhode Island, not to take the drug across state lines.
It's illegal. You know, if you get caught, you going to have to face the legal ramifications. So my advice would be not to do it.
And Hurley says today's sales went off without a hitch despite that influx of people. Now, coming up new at 6, we'll take a closer look at the future of recreational marijuana here in Rhode Island, and we'll also tell you what could happen if you bring marijuana you bought in Massachusetts across that border. That's coming up next hour. For now, reporting live in East Providence, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.
The first recreational marijuana shops in Massachusetts are now open for business.
And we've been tracking the crowds all day long. It's been long lines at both stores in Leicester and Northampton. There are still people reportedly waiting in line in Leicester right now.
But what does it mean for Rhode Island? Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian looked into that. She joins us live with the new details. Kim?
Well, Shannon and Mike, it's the tale of 2 states. Here in Rhode Island, recreational marijuana is outlawed, but cross over that border into Massachusetts, and it's a different story. 3, 2. The countdown is over. 2 years after recreational marijuana was approved by Massachusetts voters, the Commonwealth opens its first 2 stores. In Leicester, hundreds stood in the cold and rain for hours waiting in line. In a telephone interview, the town's police chief says most of those customers were from the Bay State, but out-of-staters were cautioned.
And we've been very, very vocal and issued numerous warnings that you cannot transport it across state lines.
That's because recreational marijuana is still illegal in places like Rhode Island.
If you were to bring an ounce or less that you bought legally in Massachusetts into Rhode Island, you'd be violating a civil violation in Rhode Island. If you had over an ounce in Massachusetts, but if you brought that over the line into Rhode Island, that'd be a criminal violation.
Eyewitness News law enforcement analyst, former state police superintendent Stephen O'Donnell says Rhode Islanders need to be aware of the state laws, including those that govern driving under the influence.
Nothing changes, is my point. In Massachusetts or Rhode Island, if you're impaired and you have THC in your system, you can be charged.
And if you're thinking of making the trip to Massachusetts from Rhode Island to make a purchase, Leicester's chief says
my advice would be not to do it.
And just to give you an idea of how many people stood in line today, the chief of police in Leicester says it was like Black Friday came a few days early. Reporting live in East Providence, I'm Kim Kalunian, Eyewitness News.